Well, obviously we know you did very well at Wimbledon, and you reached the final in 1979, and I perhaps don't wish to remind you of the outcome of the close match, but it was a close match. It was 5 sets against Borg. Can you tell us a little bit about that match? I mean, your feelings about it, whatever. You obviously realised you had a real chance to win the tournament there.
Yeah, well, I mean, for me, anytime I walk on the court, I feel like if I do the things that I can do, and if I do it right, then I can win.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean I will win, but it means I can. And so, when I walked on the court, I had already beaten Bjorn earlier that year in Philadelphia in the U.S. Pro Indoor. So, I walked on feeling like I could win. However, he had won 3 straight years at that point.
Yeah.
This would have been the 4th. And when you walk out there and you know that the center court is only used for Wimbledon and all that sort of stuff, there's royalty in the box, you've got to turn around and bow, which is different for Americans.
Yeah, today. Sure. Yeah.
So walking on the court, all of a sudden I'm looking down at the blades of grass and I'm going, ooh, this is big. Now there's millions of people watching. Because you can get to the finals and play lousy.
Yeah.
Anything can happen on a given day. So man, how are you going to do today? Is it going to be good? So, we did. We had a great match, and I had chances to win. I'll still remember a couple of shots that I should have made, but I did have chances. It was a good match, so overall, I feel pretty good about it.
Yeah, no regrets about that. Then you played one.
Well, I'd be lying if I said there's no regrets.
Of course, yeah.
Because you do want to win.
Yeah, that must have been the pinnacle of your career, reaching a Wimbledon final or any Grand Slam final, I guess.
It's a pinnacle.
Yeah.
I mean, I won the Australian Open.
Of course. Yeah.
So that's another one.
Of course, yeah.
And winning the Davis Cup, representing your country, and just playing on the Davis Cup team was major.
Yeah, good. I heard a story about President Carter telephoning you before the match or after the match. Do you know
After the match.
What after the match?
I was
What
in
did
the
he say
locker
at
room.
the time? Yeah.
I was in the locker room after the match. I just lost in 5 sets. And
Right.
was sitting there, and Leo, the locker room attendant, was a little small guy, came to me and he goes, Mr. Tanner, he says, would you mind taking a call from the President of the United States? And I've just lost, right? And I'm sitting there going, that's funny that they ask it that way. Sure, I'd love to. So he says, I'd go to the Wimbledon office. So I go to the Wimbledon office and I get on the phone, and a voice comes on, Mr. Tanner, would you please hold for the President of the United States? And I go, sure, I'll hold. So then a few minutes later, a voice comes on and he goes, hi Roscoe, this is Jimmy Carter. I go, I know. At this point I know who the president is.
Yeah.
But he said that he and the cabinet were sitting at Camp David.
Right.
And they were having a conference trying to figure out what to do about at that time was the oil embargo and the hostage crisis in Iran.
Yeah.
And they were trying to figure out what to do about that, so they took a break to watch my match.
Excellent.
And I just putting it all together that here they're trying to figure out those problems, and they're watching my match.
Yeah, that must have been an incredible feeling.
I'm sitting there, well, all I could say was, I hope you had better luck than I did.
Another story.